to film this real quick. I just ended the video, but I'm going to throw this at the beginning of the video. This definitely is a long video, so if you are able to stay to the end, I do appreciate it. This GoPro is at 1%, but car is, it's finished. So, well, not finished, but sanded. So yeah, hope you guys are able to watch this entire video. Let me know what you guys think. And yeah, I'll see you guys in the video. Good morning, everybody. So I hope you guys enjoyed that little car wash deal. The reason I'm washing the car is because we're getting ready to prep the car for paint. So I'm going to start sanding it. So I was trying to get as much of the dust and dirt off to just have a good surface to start sanding with. And then we're going to glass clean the rest of the car, make sure it's all good. The front fenders are not on the car because I was trying to figure out what to do with my Duraflex fenders. They don't fit worth a crap. So I was trying to communicate with the company to see what we can do with that. So I'm having me mock it up and test fit it and everything like that. So we're kind of going through the process of that. I'm going to stick with using the metal green fenders that I have. They're a little wonky. That car is washed. My hands are freezing. It is cold. It isn't super cold, but it's cold enough. It's like 45, which isn't super cold, but cold enough my hands are cold. Good morning, guys. We are back with the sanding video, prep for paint video. So we got the fender on the little body stand here. I'll start with the fenders off the car, and then I will go to the garage, wrap the garage in plastic, and start sanding the actual chassis. I just want to make a mess. So we're gonna get started on this. Hopefully it shouldn't be too difficult. I've never done this before. So we're gonna figure this out together. Super nice out, so it's gonna be a great day. So everything is all prepped. I just sprayed it with glass cleaner, so the surfaces should be all good. The only issues I'm worried about here, it's gonna be this little department here. It's a little rough around the edges, and same with this, but we'll get there when we get there. Obviously this surface should be fine to do. I got everything all set up. I got the extension cord for the sander because it's not a battery powered one, it's electric or plug-in. Got the respirator. I got everything we need, so we should be nice and safe and we'll get the job done. So let's get started. I'm gonna throw you guys on the tripod and we'll do a little time lapse of this. So wish me luck, and here we go. Alrighty, so I did a coat or a pass with 320. There's some spots that it's not entirely hitting, so maybe I gotta go down a little bit, maybe 220, then back up to 320. 320 is what we're starting with. But I'm gonna try to hit these spots. I don't know if you can see it. There's a few spots here, little deep scratches. Maybe hit that with 80. Same with right here, maybe here, and I think possibly here. Hit that with 80. There's a few other spots, and then in here is going to be a little tricky. I think I might have to hand sand this section in here, and then I think same with the little lip of the fender. So on this side, I think I was going to take the die grinder and kind of just smooth some of this metal out because it's kind of choppy. Just smooth this out and then hit it with the sander. So we're going to try to do that. I'm going to switch over to 80, hit some of these deeper scratches, and kind of go back over with 320. I think the goal is kind of try to make it as smooth as possible. I don't really have a good example of what to do, so we're kind of figuring it out. But I think, like, I don't know if you guys can see this spot on camera. There are like these little light spots. We're trying to avoid those so I can see a better one. Kind of like right here. I don't know if you guys can actually see it, but try to get this all kind of like one uniform, smooth surface, kind of looking like this. So let's try to get that done. So last time I updated you, I was talking about those scratches I'm trying to get with 80 grit. So I just hit those here and here, and then I went up from 80 to 220 to 320. It's pretty good. There is this wouldn't come out, so that's a another problem. But it's good. Got this side nice and smooth. It's all feeling pretty uniformly smooth. I'm gonna go over it one more time just to make sure I didn't miss any spots. Obviously, I have to get in here. This is gonna require some hand sanding along with this here. And over here on the little apron. But I'm gonna go over and hit this side since I wasn't able to really see well because it was shady over there. So I'm gonna hit this side and the top of the fender again and kind of get that all uniform. So I'm gonna keep on grinding. I thought this was gonna I bought sandpaper. I was like, oh, I'm not gonna need a whole 15 pack. That's probably too much. 15 pack was definitely probably not gonna be enough because I've already used 2 pads. And I don't know if that's a lot, but just trying to get it nice. So I'm going to continue to sand. I'll throw up another time lapse for you guys. I just don't want to bore you guys with time lapses because this is going to be a very time consuming process. Just trying to update you guys. But let's get back to sanding. Alright, so I am on to the hand sanding parts. So we're getting in these little grooves here on the fender apron, here and around there, and then getting in here. I was able to get some of it with the DA, not a whole lot of it. I might be able to get a little bit more with the DA in there, but kind of just hand sanding. I have these little sanding discs from the TA. I'm gonna get some sandpaper because these kind of don't work that well for hand sanding. So get some actual sanding sheets so that'll work a little bit better. So far so fun, so far so fun, so far so good. Just grinding away, sanding away. At least the weather's nice, so that makes it fun. But I get to do that thing next, so that will be fun. Oh, I don't know if you guys can see the imperfections on this fender. There's a good little dent here. I think there might be some Bondo in this vicinity. This feels way different. This is way smoother over on this side. You get over to here, it's way more rough. So there could be some hidden surprises under this fender. We're gonna dig into that and get to find out. So it's gonna be super fun. So let's start taking the paint off of this fender. So fenders are done. I'm honestly pretty proud or pretty happy with how they came out. I feel like I did pretty good. Probably went a little OD, but to be honest, it's gonna be great. So I'm gonna start the hood really quick and see how that goes. It's a big flat surface, so not a bunch of contours and curves like this. So hopefully the hood's a little bit easier. And then after I do the rest of the car, I'm gonna do aero and stuff like that. So let's get to it. Alrighty, so as you guys just saw, I did just about half the hood, maybe a little less. It's looking pretty crazy, but looking pretty sweet. A little dusty. It's great. So I'm gonna stop here today. We're gonna continue on later, but take a little breather. I did do a little test spot because I was like, oh, what's it like? Because I don't know, if you ever see my car in person, it's like super rough. You probably can hear this, and now here. It's crazy buttery smooth, so it's super cool to see. Excited to sand the rest of this car. It'll be super fun. So yeah, I will pick this up when I start sanding again, so see you guys in a second. So it is a new day, and I was just kind of grinding on the hood, trying to get it done. Looks pretty good so far. There are some spots that I'm a little questionable about. You guys can kind of see this. I think that's fine, but I'm not too sure. But other than that, it's looking pretty good. It's coming along nicely. Next step, I'm going to start on the driver's side. I took the mirror off just so I could get over here better. I want to get new moldings so I can see if I can find a set of these laying around somewhere. Other than that, we're just going to kind of go down this side of the car, make our way around to the rear, come back around to the front. And once we get there, and that's all done, I will just start the aero, the bumper, skirts, spats, and the wing. So hopefully those things should go a little bit easier. I'm a little worried about the KBD bumper. There's a whole different little prep process for that, so hopefully it's not too tricky. Good morning, guys. I just did some more off-camera grinding. I hit this hood with 220 because there was a bunch of those little spots I was showing you in the previous clip. Went through 220, back over with 320, so I'm going to call the hood good. It kind of looks a little splotchy. I don't know if that's normal, but I'm going to say it's okay. So yeah, that's done. Hung some plastic, I need to hang some more, but I just got this door area taped off here. Pretty proud of this actually. It looks pretty good. So this side's taped off, so this side's good to start sanding. So we're gonna do that. I also back taped the mirror hole just so I don't get any dust and shit in the car. So I'm gonna start with this door, make my way down the quarter panel, and then, like I said, I think in a previous clip, just kind of start making my way around the car. So we're gonna do that. And yeah, I also noticed these KBD bumpers, when they just sit and they're not mounted, they start to like fold all weird. I don't know. This KBD stuff's kind of annoying, but that's what we got. That's what we're gonna work with. So hope you guys enjoyed the last video. I just uploaded that like 2 days ago. So little Easter video. I decided to make that aero mounting video its own little video. So yeah, I'm gonna get back to this. Set you guys up for a time lapse maybe, so we can see some sanding of my door, because that's always fun. So yeah, let's get on with it. Alrighty, update time. I gotta make this quick. This GoPro battery is at 4%. So I know last clip I said we're gonna start the doors. I'll tell you guys in a time lapse. I did not do that. I got too excited. But I'll do it for the next door, I promise. So this door is looking pretty good. There's a few spots I need to get, probably with some sandpaper, because I can't reach it with the DA. So we'll get there. I did start the quarter panel here. It's pretty smooth. There's definitely some waves in this thing, but it's fine. I gotta get up here, but I also gotta tape this off right here so we don't damage this seal. But so far it's coming along so well. I'm debating whether or not I want to take the rear bumper off to sand that. I think I just might do that just to make sure I can get everywhere. But yeah, so that's the next update. Another thing, I did order a new set of some belt moldings. They aren't factory Nissan, I don't think. I think they're repops. So I'll let you guys know when I get those in, how they feel and how they look and whatever else. I've heard some pretty good reviews on the interwebs. So once I get those installed, that'll be out obviously after paint. Then I'll update you guys on those. But so far so good. Car's looking good. Really excited. Getting progress done makes me happy. So let's continue this. I'm gonna tape off some stuff, and yeah. So see you guys in the next update clip. Alrighty, so update time. This GoPro is still dying, batteries are still charging, but I got most of the quarter done. I'd say it's pretty good. I might go over it again just one more time. There's a couple spots, you know, double back, make sure everything's good. I did end up hand sanding here, through here, kind of over here, and then obviously down on this side. So that's looking good. I did start the trunk as well, and I got the rear window taped off. Trunk is good. Got the third brake light taped off. This GoPro is now at 1%. So this is back taped. I need to get some fishing line and heat gun to kind of pop these off so I can finish getting here. And then I'm going to go through and just tape the rest of this side so we can start sanding. And then I'm debating taking the bumper off. I think I already said that, but we will get there when we get there. Other than that, car is looking great. Alrighty, welcome back to the paint prep video. Last you guys saw, I don't know what I sanded. I think maybe the trunk or the quarter. I don't know. It's been a little bit since I filmed last, but I got this side. This side, I don't know. I flipped the car around. I'm a little lost. No, I got the passenger side pretty much dialed, pretty much done. The sanding process, I did notice from when I got hit in grassroots last year, I got a little bit of a dent right here. So I'm gonna try to pop that out as much as I can. I do have Bondo if necessary, so we're gonna try to pop that out. There's a couple high spots right here and there. Let's see if we can get these flush, and same with this dent popped out. So right now I'm gonna take off the rear bumper so I can sand this and make things a little bit easier for popping this dent out, everything like that. I'm gonna go back through on the passenger side, resand that, but first order of business is getting this bumper off. And then after that, we'll try to work on that dent, and then we'll work on the dent that's also right here. See if we can pop that out. Again, I got Bondo if necessary. I don't really know how to use it, but we're gonna figure it out. So let's get this bumper popped off. Bumper is now off, as you guys just saw. I swear, every time I work on this car, more and more stuff comes apart. So lovely. But yeah, bumper's off. It's disgusting under there. So yeah, we're gonna sand that. But now I'm gonna also work on this this dent here. I can see it. Kind of pinches right there. It's pretty good under here though. That's good. I don't know what this liquid substance is. So kind of smells like gear oil. Interesting. Not like a gear oil like breather issue or overspill, like it'll like spill gear oil. It's really weird. I don't know what the cause of that is, but let's get back to sanding. We're not worried about that right now. We are live in the back of the 240. I'm not using the GoPro mostly because I can't get it. I'm kind of stuck back here at the moment. But let me flip you guys around and I'll show you what we're doing here. Right about, let me do this. There we go. Right about here, I think, maybe here. There's that dent on the roof I was telling you about. So to get to that, because you can't really get to it through the headliner. So in theory, if I'm able to pop this panel off right here, and then kind of pop, there's a couple clips on the headliner here, and maybe one down there. Pop that down, kind of pull the headliner down, and then see if I'm able to push the dent up and out. I'm back out of the 240. So I was trying to figure out, I got the headliner popped down, right? So you see this little, pretty much this pillar here, right here. Yeah, you see that? So yeah, the dent is right under this pillar. So the pillar is in the way of this dent. So this is gonna be fun to get out. I might have to use like, I don't know, suction cup, plunger, maybe, dent puller, tool, excuse me, dent puller tool. So that's kind of honestly annoying. I wish I would have learned that before I took the entire interior apart. Not really, because there wasn't much in there, but I'll come back to this and I'll let you guys know what I come up with. So I got this little $15 crossbar dent puller hot glue gun, pretty much is what it is. It's literally just a hot glue gun and a crossbar. So hopefully it works. Theoretically, you're supposed to put glue on this, put it in the center of the dent, take this doohickey, yeah, I don't know, you kind of spread these out across the dent, like so. Like, I'm not gonna do it right this second, but you kind of want to put that over that. And then, not drop it, because we glued to the car. Then you will thread this little thing and find the wing nut, which is right here. Thread this up, and theoretically, should kind of slowly pull the dent out. I also got this more as a gimmick. It kind of worked for a second, but then it didn't. So we're gonna try this, and hopefully this method works. Said to let this thing heat up for a few minutes, let it get warm. And if this $15 dent puller works, I'm gonna be amazed. So let's see how this thing works and if it's actually worth 15 bucks. All right, guys, comment down below if you think it's gonna work. It's working. Shit! It broke off. Yeah, it broke off. All right, try again. All right, guys, attempt numero dos. Let's see here. We got to tell before, but it's definitely getting a little bit better. It's like right there. Maybe like one more pull and it should be fine. So far, like I said, this Harbor Freight little $15 dent puller or crossbar dent repair kit is working well. Except it kind of eats glue. For some reason, the glue just pisses out of it. Made a little nice little shape right there, so that's cool. Right now I got the third one on. I did one, I had it too far forward, so I just ripped it off, started over. Got a good one here, got a nice good glue surround. Kind of right, I don't know if you guys can really tell, but there's like barely a dent left, so it's working actually pretty well. Better than I thought it was. So I'm pretty excited for this. Also keep in mind, it does come with release agent. Mine happened to be empty, so that was cool. Guess we don't need that where we're going. So right now, I'm just letting this one sit for a few minutes. Like I said, it's like 2 to 3 minutes or whatever. So I'll let it sit 2 or 3 minutes. And then we will hopefully pop the dent out. And then I can get back to the main task at hand of sanding. So little side quests. Makes it fun. Alrighty, we're going to the third and final pull here. Put you guys down so you guys can see. Is it pulling it? I can't even tell. Oh, oh yeah, a little bit. Gonna crack any second. Maybe. I put a lot of glue on this one. There we go. Okay, got the glue. Let's go. Okay, let's go right there. Get that on there. Yeah, shout out to the guy that hit me at Grassroots last season. I wouldn't have to be doing this right now. It's okay though. The spats cover most of this, luckily, except not the top part where actually the high spots are, except this one little high spot. But we're gonna try this. Can you guys see that? Yeah, and see if that works. But the top should be just about dry. So we're gonna go back over to the top while this one dries, pop that one out, come back, pop this one out. And that's what we call multitasking, friends. So let's get back to the roof. To the roof we go. That's good. Whoa. There's barely a little divot right there. All right, let's see what happens on this side. Oh, kind of.
It was doing it.
It was doing the thing. Let's try again. Okay. This one's had some time to dry again. Let's see what happens. Nada. Nada. No. Well, maybe not at all, actually. So, I reapplied the side. Let's get the little legs on there. Let me get over here where I can actually get it. Well, shit. That didn't work to plan. Now did it? You just saw in the last clip my little fail there. It just kind of popped right off. So I just put the big boy on there. A bigger one, I guess. Not really that big, but bigger. So, yeah. After messing with this side a few times, this side's looking pretty good. There's a little divot, kind of like right here. You guys can barely see it, but it's right there, and I can definitely feel it. I don't know if you guys can see it. It's kind of a pain. It's not really popping out anymore. I can try to do it one more time and see if that'll do it, but I don't know if that will. I might try to see if I can sneak in there with something and kind of push up while pulling. Maybe. We'll try that. But for now, let's let this side dry and then see if this will work. If worst comes to worst, I have to hammer it in from the inside of the trunk. Kind of didn't want to do that because I don't really have any body hammers like the little dollies and stuff. And I don't want it to have a bunch of little micro dents or whatever. So hopefully this works. If not, I'll grab a 2x4 and a hammer and we'll make it work. Hopefully, I think the spats cover. Oh no, spats don't go that high. So, well, suction cup did not want to grab. So plan B or C or whatever. Let's go to the trunk and see if we can knock this out a little bit. It's so crunched over here. I just put some wax and grease remover on it. You can kind of feel it. And it's like there's a bump here. There's obviously this, that. This thing. I guess it's time for over fenders. Not quite yet, but when we get there, I'm gonna try to hammer it out. Throw a little Bondo on it. I mean, eventually we're gonna throw over fenders on this car, so I'm sure that the day will come where I'm required to get over fenders, but we're not there yet. Let's make this look as decent as we can and then, you know, go from there. So let me show you guys the inside of the trunk, see what we're working with here. Alrighty, so I know last clip I said I was gonna work on the trunk, but I ended up debadging the 240. Kind of took the badge off, sanded it down. Went from like 80 to like 320, so it's good. I know it's bare metal, but YOLO, it's fine. It'll be fine. So a little dents, significantly better on this side, if you can't tell. The crease is pretty much gone. And the roof, damn, really proud of the roof, how that came out. Kind of took a pry tool, little tool here, kind of hammered it in. There's a little bit of a wave, but you can barely notice it. If I might do like a light, like lays a Bondo on it, which we meant. So that's good. I went a little OD. I got myself a body kit, little auto body repair kit. Pretty legit now, so new body shop starting up, you know? No, but worked out pretty good. Alright guys, so we are mixing some Bondo. I feel like Bondo is supposed to be thinner, but I'm not sure. Mixing some Bondo. I think it's the right about 3-inch diameter like it says. Put a little strip of hardener on there, mix it in, and then slap it on the roof. So, never used Bondo. So hopefully this turns out, I guess worst comes to worst. I just have to sand it all off and start over again. So, wish me luck, and let's see how this goes. Alrighty, so I just put the first coat of Bondo on. I think I definitely might have put it on a little too thick. Let me show you guys. Looks like it's definitely too thick. I think I might have to redo this and sand this all off and start over again. So we're gonna reassess this. I don't really know how Bondo is supposed to look, but I think this looks too thick. I'm not sure, and I don't. guys just saw, I did hit it with 80 to get down the chunkiness, and then 220 to kind of smooth it out a little bit, get some of the scratches out. So far, I mean, it looks really good. Feels a lot better. There's definitely a little bit of a low spot right around this vicinity. Like, it looks way better, feels way better. Maybe one more little light coat. I see it like right here is a little raised, but I still have to sand the entire roof anyways. Just want to get this spot good before I start the rest of the roof. So far, it's feeling good. It looks pretty good. Pretty proud of this little Bondo deal here. So keep working it. I'm gonna pause right now, but maybe add another coat just to be safe. Sand it off, and then we get to the rest of the roof. The rest of the roof needs to be sanded. So hope you guys learned something from this little Bondo experience. Good morning. It is another day, another Bondo session. I put another coat on the roof. This one should hopefully be the final last coat. I'm hoping so. There were some pinholes in the last one. There's still a little bit of a wave, so we kind of redid it a little bit nicer. It's still drying. I did touch it with my dusty fingers, but that's fine. It's still drying. It's looking good. Hopefully that's the last coat we need. I'm on to prepping the rear bumper at the momento. Just sanded it with 220. Kind of get some of the imperfections out. And then over here, I sanded it with 80. There's a few little divots, so we're going to do a couple of coats of body filler out here. I'm going to smooth this section out. I did with 80 to prep for Bondo. We'll obviously wipe it down with some either waxing grease or glass cleaner, whatever I have. And then we will slap a nice coat of Bondo on here. Let it dry, sand it off, reapply Bondo, let it dry, sand it off, and hopefully it should be good. So let's get to the making Bondo section. So we skipped over the get to Bondo making section and we sanded the roof. This is pretty much done. I did what, a couple coats of Bondo, and then on top of that I did like a light coat of glazing putty to kind of fill in the little pinholes. There still is like maybe one like right there, but it's looking pretty good. It feels nice and smooth. So sanded the roof with 220 to kind of get out some of the imperfections. That's looking good. I gotta clean it off and then go back with 320 to finish it off. So that's looking good. Super stoked with the progress on that one. And then the bumper is over here. I just slapped some more Bondo on. As you guys saw in the previous clip, there was like little imperfections. So I just slapped some Bondo on there. And I'm gonna let this dry. It's pretty much dry now, but it's not as warm as it has been. So I was like giving it a little extra time to dry off and harden. So once that's done, I'll sand that off and see where it's at, whether it needs more Bondo or whether it just needs some glazing putty, and then we'll go from there. Or I can just call it good. That'd be easier, but we'll see what happens. I'm gonna go back to sanding this roof with 320 after I clean it off, but I don't know, it's looking pretty good. I don't know if you guys remember a few clips ago how bad this dent was. And now the dent's not there, so pretty stoked on that. It's like my favorite part of this whole process. I'm really enjoying this part of it. So taking too much time, but we'll get it done soon. So I just sanded down the Bondo on the bumper real quick. Like, it's looking pretty good. You can see got some here, little pinhole action here, a couple here, kind of here, and a couple pinholes. I am out of Bondo. I don't think we need more Bondo anyways, but I am out of Bondo. So I'm gonna use the glazing putty to kind of fill over those pinholes. Just do like a light coat, kind of fill it in. Get this thing glazed up. That sounds weird. So the glazing putty is now on and drying. Doesn't look too much different. You can kind of tell a little bit of a discoloration between the Bondo and the glazing putty. But other than that, it's looking pretty good. I was able to get most things. It might need one more coat. I'll figure that out after I sand to be 100% sure. So, this lens got so much dust on it. So since last clip, I was saying put the glazing putty on, letting it dry. It certainly is dry, and it is now sanded off. I just went over the bumper with 320, make it all nice and smooth, and then I was like, oh wait, there's an imperfection. There was like a little divot. You guys can kind of see it. It's like right here. It's like a little, I don't even know how the hell that happened, but there was a little divot there. So just went and got some more Bondo because I ran out. I don't know if you know, but I'm not very, I don't know what the word is, conscientious with how much Bondo I need. I think I need more than I actually do. So I just use a lot, and I have a lot of waste, which sucks. So I need to learn to not do that. But threw some Bondo on the bumper, so that's drying. I'm gonna go hit the roof with 320 while that's drying, so then I can go back to the bumper, hit the bumper with whatever, and finish the bumper. I did actually knock out the mirrors. Just kind of went through and hand sanded those real quick. they're all nice and done and did, so I don't have to worry about those. So yeah, making progress. I'm a little behind schedule today for where I want it to be. I'm trying to get as much done as I can today, but so far we're looking good. So let me hit the roof with 320. I know I was saying this little dimple, I think it'll be fine. I think once primer goes over it, it should be fine. We'll find out. Time will tell. Also, I was taking the glass out of the mirrors, and there was a bee's nest in there. Not an active one, obviously, but an old one. So that was weird. It's like, okay, cool. Also, check this out. You're like, what's in the box? Belt moldings for the 240. They're repops. Hopefully they fit good. They should. The guy's pretty legit online, so if they work out good, great. If not, well, I'll tell you, but I'm sure they'll be fine because the guy's legit. So let me get this roof sanded and this bumper dried, and I'll come back to you when we're on the next step of the process. So in the time with the bumper Bondo drying, got the roof down to 320. Feeling nice and smooth, so that's good. It's looking good. This feels amazing. Really stoked on that. What else did I do while the bumper was drying? Oh, I kind of just finished off the bumper. Did a little bit of more dust on the camera. Did a little bit of hand sanding here, up in here, real quick like. I just went over and sanded the Bondo with 220, and then 320, and here we are. Oop, shadows. Shit. Wow. Here. Yeah, there we go. That is patched in, which was right here. Feeling pretty good. Stoked with how that came out. Quick and easy, quick and dirty. So yeah, next up. I don't know. What is next up? I think I'm going to do the spats. Nice, quick, simple little things. And then we'll go to the wing. And then we'll go to the side skirts, which I'm not stoked for, but got to do them. I did also forget to mention, I am having my trunk painted because it looks like garbage. I'd open it, but it's currently my work table. So can't open that right now, but it looks like garbage in there, so I'm gonna sand that, and we're gonna have that painted as well. Not the color of the car, but black. Same with the front core supports. So let me get back to the spats, and I'll be back with you guys when those are done. So as you see, more layers have come up, which means it's getting warmer out, which is good. But I just did the spats. I hand sanded those guys, so they're nice, ready for primer. Let me tell you, this fiberglass clogs up sandpaper, that's for sure. So that's good to know. I'm not sure if you can use I'm sure you can use a DA on fiberglass. I feel like you can, which might be more efficient. I don't know. I was a little worried too, so I was gonna do the wing. Debating between either hand sanding, which will take forever, or using a DA, at least for the bigger parts. I might just do hand sanding just so I don't screw anything up. Because I know fiberglass is a little sensitive and I don't want to ruin any edges or anything like that. Let's see. So as you guys saw, I used the DA or the orbital sander or whatever on the wing, which is fine. And I did some hand sanding and little cracks and crevices. But the more I sand, the more I find all these little dimples. I mean, it's fiberglass, right? It's mold, so it's gonna happen. So there's like a lot, especially on like these like edges. So I'm gonna go through with some glazing putty and kind of fill in those, excuse me, those little holes, and see what we can do. Make it look a little bit better, the edges at least. That's kind of the main part, especially the back, because that's kind of what you'll see more or less. But I'm gonna see what I can do with some glazing putty, make it look a little bit nicer. It looks good already, but there's just some little imperfections, and I'll show you guys here in a second. Alrighty, so on this front side of the wing, you'll really see here, we got this one here, and we got these ones here, all the way down. Those will really show through in the paint, I think, so it'd be best just to fix them now so it doesn't look terrible and spotty when the car is actually all in one color. So let's get some glazing putty, and I gotta find more cardboard to use for my mixing boards because I'm out. So let's go find some cardboard. Alrighty, so I made a little mistake. You'll be able to open with you here. I mixed up some glazing putty, and I think I put too much hardener in because I barely even had like 5 minutes before this stuff, not even 5 minutes, less than 5 minutes before this stuff started turning into a rock. And on the board, it was even just a rock. So that was cool, pretty much unusable. It might also not help that we're directly in sunlight, but I'm gonna try to make more with less hardener so it doesn't harden as fast and I can actually have time to apply it. It's also a little tricky because it's on like a curve. I've been doing it on like flat surfaces like that or like the roof, But now we're on like a curve where it's like an edge, so we're trying to make the edge look nice, but also fill the holes and not have it look terrible. So it's a little bit more tricky. So we're gonna make some more of this stuff and add a little less of this stuff. This stuff works well, so be careful how much hardener you guys add to your glazing putty. So we're learning. So round 2 did not go well either. I'm definitely thinking, apparently I don't know what I'm doing. I obviously don't, but the hardener is just hardening way too fast, or the glazing putty is hardening way too fast. It like turned into like this jello, this little jelly blob. So that's cool. I think it's either too much hardener or the sunlight is just too warm out and it's just getting too much direct sunlight and it's just hardening like that. Which in theory would be cool if it was already on there, but it's not. So I'm gonna wait till it gets a little bit less sunny outside. I got some spots. I started to get it, but I was trying to get like the spots that were bad, because the faster I get that done before it hardened was great. But yeah, so we're gonna wait till it's a little less sunny. I'm gonna pause on that. Meantime, start on the trunk on the inside. I'll show you guys what I'm talking about here in a second. I do need to go over the trunk lid again though with 320, just because I did get a little bit of Bondo, because I was mixing Bondo on here and whatnot. So we're gonna hit this one more time, just so the trunk's clean, because right now it feels like garbage. So hit this one more time real quick, and then we'll go inside the trunk and I'll show you what I am talking about. So here's the trunk. I guess I haven't looked in it in a while. It's looking a little worse than last time I was looking in here. You guys see we got rust all up in here. I'm assuming from when the trunk was leaking. I fixed it with a new seal, new gasket a while ago. But yeah, it's not pushing through in here or anything, but it definitely needs to be taken care of. So I'm gonna vacuum this out. Trying to think about how I want to do it, more or less. I don't really want to take all the wiring out of the trunk, but I'm gonna have to obviously paint it, unless I tape it up. I really just want to paint I don't really care about the sides, obviously. I don't really care too much about over here, but like just this main section right here and here, from this side to this side, just so the metal in there is protected from the rust. I want to eliminate it, obviously. So we're gonna try to go through and grind that out, go that to bare metal. I'll probably have to spray some self-etching on it, but yeah, let's get to work on this. Let me grab the vacuum. It's under my tarp, so we will get the vacuum it out, and then go from there. Alrighty, little update time. It's now a little bit darker, a little bit later. Been kind of grinding out on the trunk. Kind of stopped because tools kept dying. So I sanded one of the side skirts, the passenger side one. I learned that one needs a little bit of Bondo. There's like a little hole on it. Not hole, but it's kind of like a hole pretty much. So that one needs Bondo. And then I'm going to save the other skirt for tomorrow, which needs the resin and fiberglass sheet. So we're going to do that. This is the progress I made on the trunk. Let me turn the flashlight on. It's looking a little bit better, still a little rough. I'm not too sure what my end goal is supposed to be here. So I'm kind of just winging it, trying to get as much of the rust as I can off. I did get you guys can see I did get some seam sealer taken out, so I'm gonna have to re-seam seal this right here, this lower half. Now just everything's good. So I got a plug for now. Trying to go through. This is like, I don't know what this is. It's really like a thick coating. I'm not sure if it's caused by the rust or what it is, but it's a pain in the butt to get off. So we've been trying to chip away at that. Been a little tricky, but yeah, it's going. Kind of went a little crazy with the wire wheel, and I took the sander to that, and a little crazy. I don't really know what I'm going for here. So we're kind of just winging it. But yeah, so I will update you guys once more progress has been made tomorrow. Alrighty, next day. I just used Scotch-Brite and this Ajax cleaner that KBD recommends to prep their bumpers and whatnot. This stuff smells weird. I wore a respirator because I didn't want to breathe it in because it smells disgusting. It doesn't smell disgusting, but it just doesn't smell good to breathe in. So I wore a respirator. But you kind of go through, you kind of clean it with acetone first, and you go through with the Scotch-Brite and this stuff here, Ajax with bleach, and you kind of just make a mess and Scotch-Brite it away. And then you got to clean it off with acetone again, and I guess water should not be beating off of it after you're done. If it is, you did something wrong and redo it. So we're going to see what happens. There already really wasn't water beating off of it. I think it was already kind of prepped when I first got the bumper, so I think we're good there. I just kind of did a once over just to make sure everything's good. And then from the previous owner of this bumper, they kind of cut for a bash bar, and they left some nasty looking cuts. So I kind of took the die grinder and kind of sanded down some of the rough edges, so it looks a little bit better. This bumper is far from perfect, and I don't really care to fix it. It's KVD, it's garbage. So hole on this corner, so I filled that. And there was some stuff over here, so I also filled that with some Bondo. Make it look all nice and pretty for paint. But yeah, next step for me is get that bumper acetoned. And then I got to do the other side skirt with the fiberglass resin, but I don't have a paintbrush to brush the resin on. So that's taking a pause. I do need to finish the trunk. Like I said, I don't really know what I'm doing with it, but we're doing stuff with it. Alrighty, you know the saying, it's only stupid if it works. We're gonna go for that one right now. It is stupid because it's, you know, hasn't worked yet. But if it works, it's not stupid. I took a little S14 headlight bracket that I had lying around because I don't need it anymore. I don't know if you know, my car is tubed, so I don't need that. So I grinded down some of the welds and I kind of flattened it out a little bit. Put that in there, put the clamp inside, put a 2x4. So now she's looking mint. That was the only really big wavy part. So kind of hoping that this works and it's not just stupid. And then I did start the fiberglass on the skirts. Never done fiberglass before. Show you guys. So I sanded the outside, so obviously I'm gonna place some Bondo on this crack on the outside. But then I reinforced it on, let me do this, there we go. I reinforced it on the inside with like 2 layers of fiberglass sheet. I think that should be plenty. It's just a little crack, it's nothing crazy. So hopefully that dries. I don't know, I didn't really follow the mixing instructions very well and everything to measure it with. So I kind of just poured in a couple drops of hardener and I said maybe that'll work and we'll see if it works. I don't know how long it takes for it to dry, but I'm gonna let it sit and hopefully it dries and hardens and then I can sand it down and then sand the rest of the skirt down and the skirts are done. We're getting very close. It's right at the tail end, right at the finish line, right there. So I gotta keep grinding, trying to drop this car off to Oz in like a week. So the sooner I get this done, the better. If you guys have tried this new Red Bull, not sponsored obviously. So I'm trying to say that, something lime, tastes good. It's like 7-Up or Sprite or whatever, I don't know. Try it. But I'm gonna get back to work. So see you guys in the next update clip. Alrighty, so I finished the side skirt. I didn't show you guys, I forgot to do that, but it is now, the outside has some Bondo on it, so that's good. The inside is all reinforced, so hopefully that's good. And then I went through here and I sanded the entire skirt, so that's looking mint, ready for paint, finally. So yeah, next up I just have to finish the trunk off. Alrighty, so I just finished the trunk. So the trunk is pretty mint, so that's good. I just started throwing some stuff back on, so we get ready to go to Oz's to drop this car off. It's all good, mirrors are on, this door panel's back on. The pillar trim back up there, which I took off, is back on. Fitting in the back seat of an S chassis is not fun, do not recommend. But yeah, so the car is ready for paint. Or primer, then paint, obviously, but car's ready. I did my job, so that's good. So I'm gonna end this video here. Next video will be very exciting. Will be paint on the car finally in one color. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. It's definitely a long one. If you stay to the end, I really appreciate it. But I hope you guys have a great rest of your day, and I will see you guys in the next video. Should be a fun one. So peace out.